I finally begin my project on converting my tail lights to LCI LEDs. Later, me and the guys head out to shop for some driving shoes in preparation for Monterey Car Week. And afterwards, I do some car spotting at Victoria Gardens. So let's get started. One of the things that I've always wanted to upgrade on my M5 is the taillights. I have an 06 model, so I have the Pre-LCI taillights, and I've always been on the marketplace for sourcing a good set of LCI taillights, and I finally found one on the marketplace. My original plan was to get this job done in one episode. I did some research online to see how people did this, and I was thinking that maybe I can get this done with a lot less work. And so once I got the taillights and I compared it with the ones that I have right now, I noticed the reason why people went those routes. But I still think I can make it happen. However, I'm going to split this project into two series. So on this vlog, I'll show you what I discovered and my plans to make it work. My M5 is a 2006 model, so that's the earlier version of the M5. And this is what some people call the Pre-LCI, which is the life cycle impulse. With the LCI, that's a later or updated model of the BMW series, which in this case is the e60. And one of the things that they upgraded was the taillights. And the ones that I have right now don't have the LEDs on it. And I've been meaning to do the upgrade, but I just been kind of taking a look at some of the deals I could find on the marketplace. And a month ago, I found one, and I was just waiting for the price to go down, and it finally went down, and I was able to get a really good deal on it. So what I'm going to do is show you the new taillights that I have and the plans that I have for it. These are the LCI taillights. You can see the difference between the LCI and the Pre-LCI. On the Pre-LCI, you can see the lines here, but when it lights up, it doesn't appear that way. Whereas with the LCI, the LEDs will light up. The first step is to remove the original taillights. So I just gotta remove this panel here, and it gives me access to the bolts so that I could remove the headlights. The other side's a little bit different, but it's basically the same process. Just remove the panels, access the bolts here, and I'll be able to remove the lights. Here's where the car's out. So the access to the tail lights looks like 8mm bolts over here. And there's more on the other side right there. So I'll remove it and compare it with these ones here. I just pulled out my passenger side taillights, so I'm gonna bring the other side, the LCI ones, inside and see how I'm going to retrofit the Pre-LCI into the LCI taillights. Here's the stock pre-LCI and then the LCI. I'm going to compare the back because I anticipated the bulb carriers, which is right here, to be able to just remove and place it on this with a few modifications. I still can get that done, but what I'm trying to avoid is cutting them up and eliminating my ability to revert everything back to stock. So in order for this to work, what I'm going to do is, when I purchased this, I actually got a really good deal because the bulb carriers weren't included, and I purchased it because I thought that these ones will fit. And in order for them to fit, I would have to cutting this area out right here and placing the carriers from the Pre-LCI on top and then strapping it down. The only problem is I can't really account for the signal lights because these are also LEDs. So my plan for that today is not going to go through. I was able to source a used set of bulb carriers for a LCI, so that should be coming in a few days, and I'll revisit this project. But I want to just show you the difference between the two. The harness on the Pre-LCI is different. Pull it out here. The pins here is not the same as the ones on the LCI. The LCI ones, I believe they're stacked into 2 rows, whereas this is only 1 row. A lot of people have been able to do this by getting a converted harness, and I'm going to probably go that route if plan A doesn't work. So either way, I'm going to be able to install these in my Pre-LCI car, so that way I can have LEDs. There's 2 tabs, one here and one down here. So once I pinch it, it should release. So these are the bulb carriers I was talking about. I was hoping that I'd be able to easily retrofit them this way. Actually, I believe it is this way. Notice how the bulbs almost line up into the holes there. Same thing on this side, like right there. But this terminal right here is in the way. So I really thought about trimming this out, but I would need this function in order for it to work, so I didn't want to mess with that. So once the other one comes in, I have a little bit better workaround on how to retrofit it so that it'll work. If you notice on these bulb carriers, everything is coming through that terminal right here. This is where the harness from here connects to these right here, where it has all the pins. So what I'm going to do when I test it is, if you notice that all these metal channels here, you can tell some of these bulbs piggyback off each other. There's a lot of the ground wires, but pretty much all of them are getting signals from the DME. So what I'm going to do is, when I get the new bulb carriers from the other one, I'm going to try to route it or set up the pins so that it could properly send the signals to the right bulbs so they could work properly. Because right now, these 2 right here are double filament, so it turns on when it's parking and then it gets brighter when the brakes are pressed. So I don't want these to be functioning on the LCIs when the car is on park or just driving. I only want to activate when the brakes are on. So that's something I'm going to wire on the new bulb carriers. Despite the small setback, I think that when more of the parts come in and some of the supplies that I have in mind to use for this project come in, I'll be able to get the job done. I'm going to take a break from the M5. Some of the guys are going to meet here and we're going to cruise out to check out some shoes for Monterey. They saw the speed caps that I had on a couple episodes, so they want to get themselves a pair for their road trip. Let's see what they get. We're here at PUMA with the boys. We're looking for some shoes for Monterey and came across these right here. I'm not going to be taking my M to Monterey, but I don't have a pair that are BMW, so I might get these. What do you guys think? Here's a closer look. Ant's getting some Pumas. I think he's getting two. Oh man. Then Eduardo is over there. Birthday boy. Trying on some shoes. And then he's got a few more over there that he's trying out. Oh. I just noticed some added detail. Here it says push the pace. I would assume that's for the accelerator. And on this one it says punch the brakes. So obviously that's for braking. So there's some pretty cool features of the shoe. Also has a carbon fiber finish right here. The bottom sole is really thin, so you get a good feel of the pedals when you're driving. Overall, I think this is a winner. I'm here in Victoria Gardens. I'm gonna do a little car spotting. We're gonna have some dinner tonight, but I'll keep my eyes open on a few cars. Right in front of me is a 992 GT3 RS. So let me go ahead and show you the car. Behind me, or actually in front of me, is a nice STO. Check it out.
That means we're all gonna wear my Nike Sport Georges.
I already opened the box so it could help me share easily with one hand what I bought. So for all my cars, I got this set of different fuses. It comes with 3 different sizes. So it shows you the standard size, which is this one here, the mini size, and then the micro size. So it comes with a variety of different fuses, and I thought it would be helpful to always have some handy just in case I'm on the side of the road and one of my fuses blows. I'll have some extra to replace. The other item that I got was, let me move this aside. This is the tire repair kit. On my Xterra, I actually just recently got a screw that got stuck on the tire. It's holding air right now, but I definitely need to patch it. So I invested in a pretty cool repair kit. So I'm glad that I have this, and I'll be taking this with me every time I travel. The third item here is actually for my 911. Let's see if I can open this with one hand. So this is another set of ABS plastic. On my 911, I did customize my end plates. So I wanted to try to experiment with a different design. So I bought a backup set just in case. And in the coming episodes, I will share with you what I came up with. On the next episode, me and the boys are going to the Porsche Experience Center down in Carson, and we're going to have some lunch there and check out the facility. So stay tuned for that. So that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you on the next one.